Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue our exploration of three-character Chinese phrase or expression a day in November. Okay, 你懂得. 你懂得 is kind of a colloquial expression. It's equivalent to English, you know, but I feel like when English speakers saying you know, it's kind of seeking a common ground, so that something like the context, shared context between listener and a speaker is then because of you know, it's understood that you can make it simpler. You don't have to fully illustrate what you know is about. But in Chinese, when we say 你懂得, it's almost like there's subcontext that's unsayable, unspeakable. Neither of the listener or speaker can openly express about it, but they understand in their everyday living about some, I guess, economical, societal, political context of their world. So something like, for example, corruption, things like that. People living in China, they will know very well that you have to know somebody. And if you want to achieve anything, you have to, make people, you have to please people in power first. And that's the subcontext, like that's the common reality shared by people over there. So you don't have to go into details about that. That's 你懂得. You don't have to say it, but everybody understood, understand it. Okay, so 你, this symbol actually is used on my icon over there. Basically, you see the original icon. That's a kind of artistic rendering in my eyes, even if it's just one of the language early day renderings. That's with this idiosyncrasy in it. You can see the twirls and a kind of a sharp thing going. That probably in later day is difficult to render exactly like that because it's non-linear, right? And it's you do have to have your writing device, I guess, sharpened in a certain way so that you can have that exact kind of a sharp edge point like that. So eventually people use brushes, Chinese use the paintbrush that's soaking ink to write. So equal how to say, to make the writing system easier. Such twirls or sharp edges is not required. So you can see it is basically equal width wherever you go. So the thing actually, you in Chinese character means the object of your air projection. The two twirls is air coming from you. And this kind of arrow pointing thing, that gives you the direction, because Chinese is a 2D frame capturing 3D world. And so this dimension actually goes the third dimension, implied for the third dimension. It means horizontally goes further away from you. So if you see the bottom of the screen, that means it's the speaker. From the speaker's point of view, it's coming out from you, from your pipe, and then your air projected into space and forms as twirls, right? And then they're targeted on another person, and that's you. You basically means you, the listener. Even in today in the YouTube world, it probably fits as well. Well, this horizontal thing, well, not exactly horizontal anymore, kind of with a little bit convex shape. That means the air, before it comes out from you, have to go through the sound making chamber, the speech making organs, which are the chamber of your mouth, the tongues. There's only one tongue, teeth, lips. Those obstacles before the air goes out. So that's how we pronounce. This just visually shows the direction, and it has to go through such an obstacle and then eventually go out of your mouth. So that's this alteration that's this image is capturing. And this is the person symbol. Okay, I have cattles going on. I hope it doesn't bother you. Okay, 懂, we have the heart symbol, means something related to cognition or to emotion. In the back days, Chinese character doesn't distinguish. It's the brain function. I mean, both are brain function, right? Cognitive and emotional, both are brain function. And Chinese use heart to symbolize that. And the right side pronounces tone, of course, is a sound maker, but meaning-wise, it means supervise originally. Supervise your heart, that means you know. Isn't that deep? Okay, supervise comes from this farming, actually probably slaved farming activity. This two horizontal lines with this convex shape with a vertical line, that is said to be ancient corporal punishment tool. So once you see that symbol, that means it's in a context of power inequality. One is totally overpowering the other. That the other is the one who is doing the farming, toiling on the land. So the rest of the symbols are, one is a tree symbol, which is the bigger convex shape and concave connected by vertical line, that's tree. Canopy, root, trunk, okay, and then this oval shape with horizontal line, that's a squished, flattened sun symbol. Sun is a sphere with energy in the middle. That's a Chinese notation. And then the sun behind the tree. And then there is soil symbol. Soil symbol, two horizontal lines with one vertical line. And I have to be careful, this vertical line doesn't puncture through the second one, but it has to be connect exactly to the point of the second line, because the first line is the ground level. The vertical line implies some sort of plant growing from the ground. And then the second horizontal line touch, like tangent, right at the very end of this plant root symbol. That means it's the surrounding, the supporting environment for the plant to grow. So soil in Chinese definition is life supporting or plant supporting environment, and that's soil. So we have the tree symbol with the sun that denotes the early, very early morning, because the sun just rises up, not far from horizon. It's still, from people's point of view, behind the trees. We can still see the sun embedded like on the trunk. That means it just rises up. That means the dawn. And then somebody already go out there, do the farming work. If you notice, like farming is, because it's outdoor, they have to start early to avoid sunburns, right? So in the high heat time of the day, people stay in shade, but early morning is the farming timing. So early morning denotion and the soil, where and when, right? That's farming activity denoted with this, corporal punishment sign. That means somebody is watching you to do that, supervise you. Very likely enslave the neighbor. And then the two symbols like that, simply the result. That's the plant you're growing. So the overall is supervised farming activity. And that eventually becomes just supervise. Somebody who know better to tell you what to do. Supposedly know better, or in the power position to tell you what to do. Okay, and then plus the heart, supervise the heart is Chinese, no, okay. And normally it's pronounced as the following tone. Now it's a writing tone because 你懂得 Chinese, I guess a speaker implied this unspeakable nature. So they use the rising tone to mean, to make it sound like it's not a stop, like, just like English, right? We always say, we don't say, Well, we say, as well, but is kind of like there's stuff coming after it. the sentence, the speaking is not finished yet. So in Chinese, when you say 你懂得 rising tone, that means there are things unsaid, but I'm not saying it here, but 你懂得 is like, we didn't say, but things are not stopped right there. You have to fill in the blanks that whatever I didn't say. Okay, so in here, 得 means positive, means confirm, 你懂. Confirm what's before it, and then when 的 add at the very end of this very, very short sentence, almost like, right? You know, it's just subject, verb, and then when it adds the 的 at the very end, that means positive, confirm. It's like a firmly knowing, like we both mutually know this unspeakable thing, okay? And originally this 的 is a connector word, connect object with noun. Over here is confirmation. It means positive. It came from the sun symbol, again, oval shape with horizontal line in it. And then the spoon symbol, which kind of twists. I don't know why ancient times the spoon kind of have a twisted handle. And then with the big scoop part, and then with one horizontal line means something, some supposedly liquid, scooped in the spoon. So the spoon plus sun originally means bright, bright, super bright. I'm not sure if that's ancient language creator looking at the spoon they made. I suppose if it's made from the metal thing, then if the spoon is facing the sun, you're going to see the very edge, the dome, the apex of the dome going to be super bright because how the way the sunlight gather on the surface of the sphere, right? On the apex is the brightest. So the whole thing becomes like a super bright. And eventually it then becomes a super abstract word. It becomes a connector word. It doesn't really have its own meaning. It cannot stand alone. It has to go, like in this case, at the very end of a sentence to mean positive, to mean super bright, brightly positive. So 你懂得 simply is English, you know, but we know it's living in a different context of the language users. So when Chinese say 你懂得, that means we both know and speak both things. Okay, cash into recursive thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.